Welcome to Coach's Corner, and joining us here this week, we got Devin, LePoer, Timmy Refolo, Conor McTigue, and Justin Toon, and of course, head coach John Aloisi. John, we were talking just a little bit before we came online, and of course, Bobby, Billy, and the big toe, Nick. John, always good to beat Leominster, no matter what. They're always tough. They always have a good team.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't, typically Leominster's got good size. They got good athletes. And like you said, it's never seems to be easy with them. And we knew that was going to be the case going in. I know they were preseason number 1 in the TNG and all of Central Mass. So people recognize they have talent. I was proud of our kids, the way they played.
Yeah, I thought it, and you know what? I think it was colder than maybe any game the last season we played.
Oh, yeah.
All the kids are shaking their heads too. Who's saying no?
Grafton was worse.
When was?
Grafton.
Gardner? Oh, Grafton was bad too.
Yeah, but that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I can't remember anymore beyond this
Last
year.
time we
So
played.
it was the coldest game this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know what?
It was cold.
You know how we know it was cold? Because Bobby came out of the booth where he was a little bit blocked, no wind and all that stuff. And he said, all right, that's it. I'm freezing. Now, this is a guy, Bobby Bigda. There's a guy that when we're playing golf and it's 35 degrees, he's sweating. So it was cold. Congratulations, gentlemen, on the win this week. John, why don't you talk a little bit about each one? Justin, you play defensive back, right? Corner?
Yes, I play corner.
Yeah. And Conor, you said you play safety. Timmy, you play running back. Yeah. And Devin, you play linebacker. Why don't we talk a little bit about them, John?
Sure. I'll start with Devin. Devin is a senior and he came out for high school football for the first time. So he, you got to correct me. I believe I'm right, Devin. You played through 8th grade or through 7th grade. Is that right?
Yeah, I ended up playing through 8th grade.
Yeah. So getting him out this year, we're excited to have him out. And he's made great strides. We've moved him from outside backer to inside backer. And, he's not in a starting role on D, but he's filled in gaps when we need him. And he's playing on special teams and contributing a lot. As you guys know, special teams is a really important part of the game. So he's just, our 3 values of effort, attitude, and discipline. We've been really pleased with him stepping in as a new player, learning on the fly, abbreviated practices. He's really come a long way. So kudos to him for sticking with it. Timmy, Timmy gets the ball handed to him. So I think a lot of eyes are on Tim, but Jack Peters was out this week with a foot injury. So Timmy had been alternating with Jack the first couple of weeks. So Timmy was the workhorse on Friday night, stepping in really well. Incredibly dependable kid, hard runner. He was talking today, Timmy was, about the trap. We're reviewing our trap play, how he scored against Groton Dunstable, 75 yards a couple years back. You guys wanted him to start.
I remember that.
Yeah, I know. You guys are seeing this.
He ran down, he went up the middle, then he cut to the left and ran down the sideline and went, who was that kid?
Yeah, he's got some speed. He runs track. So, he's doing a really good job. Nice to see him get a couple of rushes across the goal line with the help of his offensive line. Conor McTigue, first year kid here, transferred over from Holy Name. So first year in our program.
Mater, Conor.
I'm sorry?
My alma mater.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, big deal.
I bleed blue and gold now, though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So Conor rotates in as safety, started last game, stepped in and did a really good job. I mean, we had 3 DBs out. I don't know if you guys were aware. We had 3 of our starting 4 defensive backs were out this week. And we had Conor was one of the kids. I mean, again, Conor has been playing pretty consistently, but he stepped in to start and played a good portion of more than he typically would. And he filled in really well. And then and Justin Toon, Justin, as we mentioned, is one of our elected team leaders. He couldn't come on last week when we had all the team leaders on, but Justin as a sophomore actually played JV and then huge jump last year. He made a huge jump his junior year, largely because he worked so hard, had a very productive year, probably our most productive corner. And then he's just taken it to even another level this year. So unfortunately he missed game 1 because of an injury, and he missed game 3 because of a close contact. So Justin Toon's ready to go this Friday.
I,
That's a good. That's a good.
to have him back.
Who do we have Friday? I don't even know. Do you guys
Algonquin.
know?
Algonquin.
Algonquin?
Algonquin.
Yeah.
How are they?
They're they're very similar to last year. They're big, physical. They've got some height on the outside with their skill guys. They're a really tough team. They had already beat through 3 quarters. Who did they play the following week?
Marlboro.
They played Marlboro. Marlboro strong this year. Marlboro played neck and neck. They lost a close one there. Similar to us. I mean, they had 3 battles. Shepherd Hill, I think Shepherd Hill pulled away really late against them. The score was a little more lopsided than I think the game indicated. That's at least what what some people that saw the game told me. So, they're big kids. They're big physical kids. We're going to be in for a battle. Whoever wins the line of scrimmage usually wins a football game, and we've got our work cut out this week in controlling line of scrimmage against them.
Algonquin has always been tough traditionally, John, against Shrewsbury. I know they've had a couple of down years, maybe 5-7 years ago, but typically the guys will tell you they've always come out and give us a dirt fight every single time, right, Johnny? I mean, they have.
Yeah, they really have.
They took
They
it
really
to
have.
us last year. I mean, we lost TJ in that second quarter of
He
that
was
game.
over there pretty good.
Yeah, they were good last year.
Yeah.
They're a similar team.
He had a good man. Is he still there?
Who's that?
The running back. He was.
Yes, he's
The-
back.
the-
Yes,
the-
Ariel Ferguson. He's an incredibly impressive player.
Oh,
Um,
he hurt us big time last year. I remember.
He's a beast. He's
Yeah.
probably he's bigger. He's a lot bigger this year. So we're going to have to contain him. They're going to try to feed him the football. And then, like I said, defensively, they're very stout. They're tough and physical between the tackles. Not too dissimilar from their, remember the 2016 team where they were kind of a pound you team.
Yeah.
When we played them in the district final, similar. And they're well coached. I know I know a couple of their coaches over there. Mark Allen, actually, speaking of, you giving Nick a hard time for aging, but Mark Allen played for me at Worcester Academy as a PG.
Oh, you're getting old.
Now I'm coaching against him. So,
You're getting old, John.
age doesn't discriminate, right?
That's right.
It
That's
does
right.
not.
No.
There is a couple of things I want to mention before, because you mentioned them when you were talking about the kids. I thought defensively, we played an outstanding game against Leominster. Bobby, what's going on? Karen, come on in. We want to talk to you.
He has no idea.
He has no idea what we're talking about. But I thought, and I also thought our line of scrimmage, our line, which I feel has been outstanding all year, they were even more outstanding in this game.
I mean, we only rushed for 75 yards, and we had to earn every one of them. I think looking at the film, I actually thought, our offensive line held their own at times, but it was probably, we've played better. But you got to credit Leominster. I don't know if you guys noticed the number 51 might be the best defensive player in Central Mass.
Linebacker?
I'm sorry?
He's a linebacker, right?
He's a defensive lineman. They moved him to the nose. They ran an odd front.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I do
And
remember.
he just was he's 6'4", 255 pounds. He's going to Brown University. He is a terror. And we had trouble with him a little bit. And their defense is very aggressive, stunts quite a bit, and they have very explosive athletes in the trenches. So it was a big challenge for our kids facing an odd front, a slanting front, and particularly number 51. So it was a little bit of a learning experience, I think, again, for a lot of the kids up front. But they pulled through when they had to. And we certainly have a lot of room for improvement there. But again, credit to Leominster's defense is really strong. And like you said, Johnny, our defense, to shut them out for 3.5 quarters. And like I said, if offensively we could have taken care of the football, the final score would have been a lot different, I believe. But some of our starting field position was tremendous as well. We were contrary
especially
to
in the first half.
we were on the plus side of 50, I think 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So, they say complimentary football, right? I think we played that. I think our defense gave us good field position. Our special teams were solid, and it helped us offensively to not have to put together 80, 90-yard drives.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say too, was the special teams were fantastic. All right, Justin, now that you're out of the injuries and everything else, how's practice been this week? A little bit different than last week?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah, coming back, it was definitely different, but I'm adjusted to it, and we've been preparing for Algonquin, and I think we're ready to go. I'm ready to go too.
Conor, how about for you? I mean, we could have easily been 2-0 after the first 2 games, and especially the Doherty game. That practice last week must have been a little rougher, I would think.
Yeah, no, it definitely was after, of course, Coach talked about it last week on Coach's Corner and to us in practice all week. The discipline just wasn't there against Doherty. So we had a tough week after Doherty, but it was a very good and productive week, as you guys could tell by how we were prepared for Leominster. I think we just played our most complete game that we've played all season by far, I think. I mean, we won 3.5 quarters and let up a little in the end of the 4th, but we won the dogfight in the end. So that's all that matters. And it's just helped a lot with our mojo for practice this week. And we're just ready to get another win, to be honest.
Nice. Timmy, you did have a great game. I don't know how many yards you gained. That doesn't matter. It was the way you ran the ball too. The line has done a tremendous job all year. Do you like running behind those 2 behemoths?
I've been running JV for the past 2 years. So getting to the varsity level and having guys who are, 6'6" and almost 300 pounds is definitely a big adjustment, a good one at that. But, they're definitely always there. They're always practicing. They're always, they all worked so hard during the off season, and it shows. They won so many of the battles that allowed me to succeed during the game.
Awesome. All right, Devin, why'd you not play football? I'm just curious.
To be honest, I got a little too involved with the basketball scene. So that kind of took my focus away from football, but now I'm back in the football scene and I'm loving it, especially with this team. These guys are my brothers. So I've been having so much fun. I don't get a lot of playing time, but I make sure that the playing time I get, play my heart out, because I know this is my last chance. So
were you almost exclusively basketball? Is that why? Were you playing like AAU or whatever that's called now?
Yeah, I was playing 100% basketball.
So you played at Holy Name? You played basketball at Holy Name?
No, I actually went to Auburn. I played basketball at Auburn. I transferred.
No, that was Conor that went, John.
Yeah.
Oh, Conor went to Holy Name. Oh, you went to Auburn?
Conor went to Holy Name.
Okay. All right. Hi, John. Again, and this is not a knock on you at all, Devin, but I really believe that athletes are better served unless they're 6'11" and can dribble like a point guard and shoot threes. I think they're really better off playing multiple sports.
Yeah, 100% agree. And, I think unfortunately it's becoming increasingly rare that we have 3-sport athletes for a number of reasons, but getting a multi-sport athlete, I think now at this point is a win. But we keep at it. We encourage our kids to play other sports and hope that. I think at Shrewsbury High School, I've said this to Mr. Costa. I think our coaches at the high school are really great about supporting each other's programs. I genuinely believe that. Coach Diamantopoulos, he helps get guys out for football. I'm telling guys to play baseball or lacrosse or track or. And again, it's genuine. I know Coach Machado really he encourages kids to play football because he knows it's good at getting them nice and physical and tough. So I think we're lucky in that regard that we have a community of coaches that genuinely support multi-sport kids. We need more of them. We need
How do
more,
you
we
guys-
need more multi-sport athletes. Yeah.
Yes, I knew what you meant. How do you guys feel about Algonquin? Is there a little special thing that goes on with them? We're on the sidelines, but it seems that way to us.
I don't think you would say anything like special about Algonquin, but definitely I know last year that we went there to their home and they really punched us in the mouth because TJ got hurt, one of our better runners last year, and I feel like we were prepared, but they just punched us in the mouth when we just had a bad game. But this year I know they're a pretty good team, and I think our bets this year that we can come out with a W against Algonquin this Friday.
All right, you heard it here first.
I know, that's right. Timmy, do you get up a little bit more for, who was going to say, Conor?
I was just going to talk about
Go ahead.
Noticing from like watching film, I've already watched like a pretty good amount on them. It seems like they're playing from behind a lot, which they don't like play well with. I feel like if we contain their run, which is tough, they're a big team and that running back is very, very good. He's a beast. But if we contain their run and get them to like start airing it out and try and go wide, I think we're going to win the battle on defense again.
Timmy, do you get up a little more for Algonquin? Somebody's got to tell me they do.
I mean,
Because
Algonquin,
technically, the not John, not your coach, but the other four guys that are on here, we're not very happy. We're never very happy with Algonquin. I'm just wondering how the kids feel.
they never really have the same chippiness that a team like Fitchburg or Leominster might have, but they're definitely always tough. I don't remember a year where we've easily beaten them. You don't get easy victories over Algonquin, no matter their records, their players, their coaching staff. It doesn't matter. They're always a good program. So, we have to bring your A game to every game.
John, it is a good point, but Devin, I'm not going to skip you, but John, they're all drinking the Bill Belichick, John Aloisi Kool-Aid.
Hey, you say Algonquin. I mean, you think about it. Wachusett's our Thanksgiving rival. We got Leominster, who you already mentioned. We got St. John's on a typical year. Every game is a major challenge for us. And Shepherd Hill, we've had a little bit of a rivalry with them. So, yeah, I mean, it's almost like every team, there's that little bit of an element, which speaks to the strength of our schedule. But I just know it's a similar demographic, similar towns, right? I think Shrewsbury, Northborough, obviously Southborough. But, in every sport, Shrewsbury and Algonquin are typically, pretty, I don't say pretty even, but, we battle it out in everything. So I think it's sort of a natural matchup, in terms of, like I said, it being really competitive and the towns are close. So we have to play great. We have to play really well this week.
So is that where we go next week? Shepherd Hill. You mentioned Shepherd Hill.
Down no, they're in Dudley, right? Isn't the school in Dudley?
Dudley. They're in Dudley.
Yep.
Do we get to go to that?
Yeah. I hope so.
I hope so too. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Well, you went to Wachusett.
Right.
Right.
I
But,
think.
and we
Only two.
broadcast to Wachusett too, and I think we did the same with Doherty. We were, first time in 22 years, we were across the lake.
Oh,
Right,
stop.
Nick?
No.
I don't know. Well, Leominster has their own crew. So, how do you guys feel as you're all seniors? You're all seniors, right? How do you feel about the shortened season? Are you just happy to be playing? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll let Justin go.
Yeah, definitely. Since last year, we haven't been on a football field for some kids for like almost a year, and that's just tough on a kid who's always loved the sport football. And I definitely just think it's great to be out there for, even if it's 5 games, just like to play football, like the sport we love. So I think it's great.
I definitely agree. You know, if you wanted to, you could spend all day and all night, you know, being sad about the things that you've lost during the pandemic. But ultimately, there's no point in being sad. You just gotta look to the next play or the next game that you got, even the next practice, because you know that might be all you have.
Well said.
Jimmy, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You sound like your coach.
Hey, John, that sixth game, have they decided whether there will be one?
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be one. The opponent's unknown. I think there's a few moving parts right now with that, because I know initially I think that week 6 was reserved for makeups,
Yeah.
in which there's still a possibility that, you know, we have to make a game up in the next 2 games. You know, we obviously pool test every week we test all of our players, all 94 of them. And so
Every player gets tested every week.
yep. So we find out on Wednesdays whether we're playing or not, basically. So we'll find out tomorrow. And then even at that, if we clear that hurdle, you have to make sure you get through Thursday, Friday with no one having symptoms.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, Timmy is genuine in saying that, you know, there's only guarantee is
Practice. Next
yeah.
day.
And I think, you know, I know that in the winter, there was times when puck was about to be dropped or the opening tip was about to happen in games, and they're getting information where they had to cancel games right before it. So I just continue to say until the ball's kicked off on Friday, I don't really exhale, you know, because I really so badly want these kids to have a full year.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, we really do. I feel bad for all of them, not just football players, all sports. It's too many times and too many opportunities lost. And you know, we all played some sport in high school, and you know, those are the glory days. Well, the things we reminisce about, and the things we still miss today.
Yeah,
Maybe not Bobby.
We took for granted all those years too, right? You take it for
Yeah.
granted. You can't take it for granted.
No, you really can't. I want to ask the kids. I know it's late. It's probably late, very late in the process now, as we're approaching mid-April. How about schools, Conor? We'll start with you. Are you going to school next year, and what are you thinking about doing?
Yeah, I'm going to Springfield College with Grady Roadman. We're both going. I'm going undecided, but all I have guaranteed right now is I'm gonna play football there. So.
Oh, you are going to play. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a good school.
Very good school. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a rough neighborhood because my son went there. So, but you get used to that.
It fits my personality.
Yeah, there you go. How about you, Justin?
Right now I'm deciding between a couple schools that I've been recruited from in the past, and 2 of them, for example, I visited New Haven the other day, and I already got accepted there, so I'm just waiting on this, like the financial stage, and schools like Framingham State and Bridgewater State. So I'm just deciding coming down in these last 2 weeks of the college process.
Good,
Nice.
Good for you. UNH, right? It's University of New Haven, but it's not the UNH up in New Hampshire. I know. I used to work in Connecticut. I used to give the guys a hard time saying it's not UNH. UNH is in New Hampshire. Tim, what about you?
I'm going to be attending American University in Washington, D.C. I'm going to be pursuing international studies major. I have an opportunity to probably run on their track team, but I'm not sure if I want to. I'll see once I get there.
Yeah. Are they Division One?
They're D3.
Stay active. Stay active. It's so much easier for you to coordinate your studies and everything that way. I'm telling you, stay active.
I'll probably be doing jujitsu. Learning that.
There we go.
Nice.
That's good.
Come back and show us on John.
Of course.
He means me, not the coach. How about you, Devin? What are you going to be doing?
I'm actually committed to Assumption University. I'm going to be majoring in their sports management program.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
good.
strange hearing that. Something University.
Yeah, I know. Instead of Assumption College. Once again, John, lots of dumb kids on your football team. I don't know. How has John? I'm going to ask you now. how different is it this week than it was last week for you?
We use the same basic practice structure each day. And, last week, Monday was a little different just because we had to address a couple of things from the game. But other than that, we kind of prepare structurally the same each week. So, yeah, I don't think it's much different. We're just, you're going to accuse me of drinking Kool-Aid here, but we're literally you try to play your best game every week, really. I mean, I think everyone would agree with that, whether it's coaches talk or not. Last week we played much better than we did the week before, and we just got to strive for that this week. And we're going to have to be honest. I mean, like I said, the line of scrimmage battle this week is going to be really important on both sides, and they present a serious challenge for us.
Yeah,
So,
the next two games, they're going to try to
I mean,
punish you.
It's every week. It's every week. I mean, so.
We don't have any patsies on the schedule. That's for sure.
No, I mean, again, you go back a ways when we used to have 10-game, 11-game schedules, you'd kind of fill in you play down a few games, but, now with 8, with the new playoff format, that kind of shrinks down. You're playing the big schools, and then even this year with just 5. So it's great though. Honestly, I mean, it's such a battle every week, but if you're a competitor, it's truly what you want. So
it is what you want. As a coach, it's what you want too. I always say you learn more losing a close game than you do in a blowout. So
At least you won't have to battle the cold this weekend. It's not supposed to be as cold on Friday night, but I wouldn't know. I was home in a nice, cold, cozy, warm living room last Friday night, and these guys let me know about it.
Yeah, Bob, Johnny and I were popsicles. That's how cold we were. And when you ran out of timeouts, we were thinking, how can we divert the other team? I was going to throw Johnny down the stairs. And while they were attending to John, you get to call a timeout.
Oh, I do want to ask one more question of you, John. No. And then it'll be the end. Was it the chest bump in the end zone that caused the flag on the touch?
Oh,
what happened?
I think he spun it.
Yeah.
One time he spun it. One time they spiked it.
I did see him spin it. That you can't do that.
I guess not. I don't know.
No celebrations. You're not supposed to celebrate.
No.
It's all about me.
Yeah, well, it's all about he got his attention, but his team lost the game. So
yeah,
it's true.
Those were two pivotal plays. It was very similar to the week before.
Yes.
Right in the same end zone, where we shot ourselves in the foot. But
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, I mean, it was a game of conversions, 2 scores apiece. We converted our PATs, and they were going from the 18-yard line each time.
Yeah,
I can remember after the penalty flag that Billy and I were talking on the air, and this is the last thing we're going to talk about. Thank you guys for all coming on. It's from.
Uh-oh.
I know. I got to.
You know what that means?
It's all because of college and the pros. That's in my opinion. That's what causes stuff like that.
Yeah, and you got social media too. I mean, a lot of the social media these kids have, it's it's a lot about people. They want people to look at them.
Yeah.
It's sometimes, if not used properly, it can get kids used to just thinking that that everyone cares what they're doing all the time, and the spotlight's always on them. And in football, I mean, it's the complete opposite.
Yep.
So.
Well, I'm making a prediction. In 20 years, we're not going to be here, but in 20 years, high school kids are going to want to get paid.
Ooh, now that's a thought.
Yeah. Does that mean coaches get paid too?
Yeah, they get paid more. Coaches
all
get
the
paid
food you
more.
want.
All
right. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody for coming on. We'll see you next week. Go out and get those tomahawks, please.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Let's go out 2-2.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Take care,
Thank
boys.
you.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
luck.